grits. This is your native dish, yeah. Oh, little did he know I was so amused. Dry conch and grits is a dish I can't refuse. Living in the city, there's too much junk food. So I'm going back to the island to put me in the mood for some dry conch and grits. Mama, give me this dry conch and grits and a little piece of
Hello,
fish. Yeah,
once again, and welcome to Turks and Caicos Islands, preserving our heritage and culture. My name is Dr. Glenn Missick, and we are in this episode just trying to remind particularly our young people of the rich heritage that we had here in the Turks and Caicos Islands. And as we begin to grow, sometimes that heritage may get a little bit diminished. So the purpose of this film is to help preserve that culture. And today I'm so happy to be with Miss Emily Malcolm. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Now this segment is about Middle and North Caicos, and you know how it is. I've already gotten criticized. I spent too much time in the Grand Turk. I did go to East Harbor of South Caicos, where I know you're from.
Yes.
And but you tell us what your position is. We're here at the museum in Providenciales, the Turks and Caicos Island Museum, which is being developed. The main one is in Grand Turk. But tell us your position here and tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a volunteer here at the museum.
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of education because I am a teacher by profession.
Okay.
So I'm always talking and reading and trying to understand the history of Turks and Caicos.
Mm-hmm.
But I am from South Caicos. My parents are Walter and Iris Malcolm, both of them deceased. Persons would know as Ted Malcolm, that's my mother.
Ted. My father was her godfather.
Yes,
James
sure
Missick.
was told us that.
That's right.
Yeah. I am from a family of 13.
Wow.
Yes, one died, so there are 12 of us still alive.
Oh, yeah.
What else?
Earl and Juanita, I know.
Juanita Coven,
Yeah.
Walter Jagan, Reverend Livingston Malcolm.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, so you're Methodist. My grandmother was Methodist, so I'll excuse you on that one.
Well, I had a couple of years in the Baptist church too because
Okay.
I live in Jamaica for 11 plus years, and I live with Reverend Clemenson, Reverend and Mrs. Clemenson.
Yes,
Yeah.
who was in South Caicos.
Right, they were missionaries in South
Yeah,
Caicos,
yeah.
and when they went back, they sent for me to come to live with them. So I have that Baptist part of me also.
Yeah.
But overall, my whole family, we are still Methodists.
Okay.
Yes.
So I have a little history back in there. Everybody think those of us from Grand Turk or whatever that we have nothing to do with.
From this side.
Yeah, I keep telling people we're all interrelated. You know, we had to move different places to go there.
Yeah.
So what I'd like to do now is to take a little tour with. All right, we can go.
Okay.
So this is the name of.
What we call it the Heritage House.
Okay.
It's actually a replica of what the house used to look like after 1960. And they had that serious Hurricane Donna.
In where?
In Turks and Caicos, but
In Turks and Caicos.
more so North and Middle Caicos.
North and Middle Caicos.
And
Okay.
this is more so, even though it's hereditary, or it's historical, I should say, it reflects a North Caicos home.
Okay.
If you look at the yard, you see the trees and the plants and so. And the
Okay.
trees are quite a few medicinal plants.
Uh-huh.
And even if you go to North today,
Yeah.
medicinal plant fruit trees, you have quite a few fruit trees in there.
Okay.
They have, as we do, you see, the thatch was replaced with the zinc after the hurricane because there's so many houses that lost their top.
So there's a sink under it.
No, there's no
zinc.
zinc.
There's no zinc on it.
This is like the
So
original.
this is the original, how
Like
it
the
really would
original,
look like.
how it's gonna look like.
Yeah.
And we have the silver top.
Okay.
You see the silver top in here.
Yeah.
The whole structure of it, like the walls, the wooden floor, the shutters, all of those are what they like back there.
Yeah. Oh.
Some of the medicinal plants we have. This is the Jamaica trash.
Okay.
It's very good for skin rash.
Yeah.
Excellent for chicken pox.
Okay.
And then we have that one over there. So this one here, this is sarsaparilla.
Oh, it's sarsaparilla.
Yeah, one of our teas.
One that I've always heard about.
Yeah.
Now, what is that good for?
It's a nice tea, it's soothing. Like nighttime, give you a nice.
So relax.
Really nice.
With like chamomile.
Right, yeah, right. And then they have the hog plum.
Hog plum. What is that?
Sorry, cocoa plum. Something
Cocoa plum.
Cocoa plum. It's a black plum. It looks like the olive, but has a big seed. Very nice. This is the 5-finger plant.
I think.
Yeah, this is a medicinal plant also. It's good for stomach aches.
Okay.
If you boil it. And
Medicinal, as
medicinal,
they call it.
yeah. This is a guava tree, one of the fruit trees.
Oh yeah, good fruit. Yeah.
And then we have here the sour sop.
Sour sop. I remember that.
Another fruit. And over there we have the sugar apple.
Sugar apple. Yep.
Another fruit. This is the fever grass or lemongrass.
Sugar lemon. Okay. What is that used for?
Tea.
Tea. That's right. Yeah. All these things they sell in New York now in health food stores for a lot of money.
The lemongrass, the saloons, they use it a lot. That is the wild cherry.
Which one? The
Green one, the tall,
the green one?
fine leaf one.
Oh,
And the
okay.
one that we call it bird-eyed cherries.
Yeah.
That's that over there.
And that's a grape tree.
That's a grape.
Straight ahead there. Straight ahead.
Here we have the aloe vera.
Oh, yeah, it's good for
Medicinal.
sores and all of that. And what is this?
This is the same guava.
Oh, the guava.
It's just
Okay.
a big guava tree.
Okay.
And here we have the pear bush. And this is
Pear
the
bush.
smooth pear. As you know, the prickly pear is a
Yeah.
little different.
Now
And
that
that's
does
the
that
one-
grow in the Caicos Islands?
The smooth pear.
Oh, they grow more in Grand Turk and South Caicos and
The people here, they don't really
not in
grow it
Broward.
like that
yeah.
now. But it's becoming very popular now because buds and rice is becoming popular again.
Oh,
Yeah.
pear bush and rice.
Pear bush and rice. So
Okay.
It's also used to make the pear bush soup.
Yeah.
And then growing up, we used it to wash our hair because it really strengthened the roots of the hair. So that is very...
And they grow pretty big, right?
Oh, yes,
So so that's a small one
That's a
just
small,
planted.
that's a small piece there. I have to get one, the prickly pear one. And remember, the pear used to make wine at Christmas time.
That's right. You bury a bottle in the ground and
That is this is Breslita, the one that makes the red.
okay.
Breslita.
Brasilita. Okay. And what is that for?
It's a tea.
Oh, tea.
use the
Okay.
bark.
Yeah.
And when you boil it, it turns red.
Okay.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And this is Mavi. This is it's a drink.
Hobby. That's more from like Trinidad, right?
Turn right.
Yeah.
It's very good for high pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Medicinal tea.
Wow.
Some people you have it as a drink too.
Yeah.
Here's a sugar apple.
Sugar apple. Oh, there's a sugar
there's
apple
a
right
sugar
there. Yeah. Real nice and sweet, aren't they?
This is the fire hearth.
It's the fire hearth. Fire hearth. The British, right? That's what people cook, yeah.
With the 3 rocks.
Mm-hmm. And little, just put some wood under it.
Yeah, just for some.
Now those things took a long time to cook, right? All day.
Oh, no.
Sometimes, oh yeah?
No,
They cook fast?
They cook fast. They cook
Oh,
fast.
I was thinking of the peas and rice.
Oh, they cook faster than gas.
Yeah, wow.
Faster than gas.
Boy.
Once you keep your wood under there,
Mm-hmm.
and this would have been the oven.
The oven. Baked bread.
Bread, but that won't be as much.
Mm-hmm. Ah. Wow.
This is it.
So they put what? Wood down there or coals?
Coals.
Coals.
Then they would have had some rungs across there.
Yeah.
Put your pan on it.
Okay.
Once it like that, that would have been.
Wow. That's
And then
fantastic.
we have the outside toilet.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are the old days.
Oh, yes. Keep that clean.
Yeah.
And the pine trees, you see there, the small pine trees?
Small pine trees.
That's a national tree. It's
So you
called
guys are
Caicos
planting.
pine.
Yeah, Caicos pine. Okay.
Caicos pine. We have a mahogany. You go to Middle Panay, you see a lot of mahogany trees.
Mm-hmm.
Real mahogany. This is the sour stuff here.
So,
The
okay.
real mahogany is right behind that.
Uh-huh. So we had a lot of natural stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that some of this folks, some of this stuff is brought over from Africa? That
I
at least
would
our
think
people,
so.
you know?
I would think so.
But I mean, they grow. You know, we're in that same vicinity of Africa,
Yeah.
and but so our people knew how to work it.
Right.
Whereas other people will come here and they don't know what
I don't know
what they're really all about. This is entering the house.
Yes.
Okay.
And like I said, the thickness of the walls, the stacking of the rocks, that's one of the odds that was
Good for hurricanes.
very good for hurricane and was passed down to us or left for us by the Lucayans. That's how
Ah,
they
okay.
did.
Yeah.
Stacking of the rocks.
A lot of people didn't have. They weren't fortunate to have a house like this
No,
because a lot of them just had thatch houses
Yes.
and slept on the ground, right?
right.
Yeah.
This is with the wooden floor.
Hmm.
And then they have here the,
So this would be a house for somebody of means.
oh yes,
Yeah.
this was for the rich, for the rich and famous.
Yeah.
These are the cups we use, the enamel cups
Hmm.
and the enamel plates.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
That dish of eating.
Yeah.
Teapot.
Hmm.
It's amazing how these things are coming back into place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the plastic, they're getting rid of the plastic.
Hmm.
And the plastic actually replaced these things.
Yeah. Is that Mr. Alton Higgs up there?
Yes.
I got him on one of my films too.
The machine,
Machine. Sew your clothes on.
use iron.
Is that-
Use the iron.
So you sit that iron. How do you sit it on the coals and?
No, not that one. That's the one that you.
Well, you put coals
Put
inside.
the coals on the inside.
On the inside. Oh
Coals
yes.
on the inside.
Wow.
And then you close it there.
It made it a whole lot easier than
Yes, easy. Like
trying to have to put it on top of the fire and then
And here we have the brush.
brush. Okay,
This
that's
came
to
from
clean.
the silver top we used to brush with.
Yeah, to clean the house with.
And the broom,
That's the broom. Yeah.
silver top.
Get all the dust out.
Right. And this is the line that every kitchen had.
Now, what was that for?
To dry your iron skin to make a tea, or to put inside your cakes or puddings, whatever. And also this is pico grass, dried pico grass. But a lot of people, because of the lack of refrigeration,
Yeah.
they used to dry a conch or your fish. And instead of, we had to dry it outside, but at night
Yeah.
they bring it in here.
Bring it in so animals won't, or mosquitoes won't take it.
Then we have here the
Corn.
corn. This is another product from the silver top
Mm-hmm.
basket. That one there came from the silver top. That's not the basket.
Okay.
And this is the milk.
And the corn. And the corn would produce what?
We got grits and
Grits.
cornmeal.
Cornmeal.
Yeah,
Right.
cornmeal
That's
is what
right.
he used to make the pap.
Yeah.
You get this. We have quite a bit here. The
Now
pine plant is the grits.
What is, that's grits?
This grits, yeah.
That's grits. Okay. Now, is that yellow or white grits?
This is both yellow and white.
Yellow and white, yeah. So I remember peas and hominy.
Oh yes. And this is the mortar. You know, we had to make your own seasoning, so you mash up your salt.
Yeah.
And you add your garlic and pepper. That's about all you would have got there. Calico beans.
What is that?
This is calico beans. It grow locally.
Oh, the beans grow locally here.
Yeah,
Now. You put in peas and rice, or
peas and rice and make soup.
so make soup too. Yeah, especially soup, okra soup. Yeah.
This is the mortar.
What is that for?
Sorry,
You don't beat anybody with that, right?
No, this is flatten the conch.
Oh, the conch. That's right. Flatten the conch. Yeah. Beat it up.
That's not
A lot of people
Bruiser.
think bruise the conch. Yeah.
Bruise the conch.
Yeah, to make it tender.
And then this is the salt that we would have gotten straight from the pond.
And you got that's natural soil from the ponds.
This is natural salt from the pond.
That grew here. I mean, it grew, well, at least grew in,
Right.
in South Caicos and Grand Turk and Salt Key. Yeah. So, any salt at all in the Caicos Islands?
Not to my
Not really,
knowledge.
yeah.
They said it started here in Provo.
Oh, okay.
Jubasan, but didn't materialize in it.
Yeah.
The bucket that we used to carry our water.
Uh-huh.
We would have had this size bucket on the 5-gallon canister.
Yeah.
This is the fanner. We used to fan the grits.
Oh, okay.
So, like this. Once you grind the grits, you put it
Uh-huh.
grits in here, and then fan it like that, and
Yeah.
the wind would have taken away the shaft,
Yeah.
and then you would have been left with the core.
That's biblical, right? Is the wind, with something about the wind or the shaft and all that? So that's what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you'd have had
And then you get the real stuff.
the real stuff
Yeah.
left behind it. And this pan is made locally. This one they asked the crafts that the Africans left with us.
Mm-hmm.
The panna and the made from the panna grass.
Okay.
This is the panna grass here.
Oh.
And this is also used to make the mattress for the beds.
Ah, yeah.
Or some people also use the corn husk
Uh-huh.
to make the mattress.
Okay.
And then we have here the tub that we used to wash in.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
this
a
is
basin.
the basin, the soap, the brown
What kind of
soap.
soap? A brown soap.
Brown soap and the blue soap. The blue soap has bleach in it.
Oh.
So you wash the white clothes with that one.
And that was made locally, or the brown
I
soap,
think
or the
this
Cape?
came from Haiti.
Came from
Haiti or
Haiti,
Jamaica.
yeah. Jamaica, yeah.
And we have here, this is the
Closet, yeah.
closet. The patchwork here for the sheet.
For the sheet. Now that would be made locally, the
Yes,
patchwork,
made
yeah.
in- That's what
So-
everybody made their own sheets.
Yeah, on the sheets, yeah.
Yeah, because they had the scraps, because you're so, you had the scraps, and you would have made your sheet from the scraps, your rugs from the
There too.
smaller pieces.
Where do they get the material from?
Haiti or Jamaica.
Okay, all right. So they just did their own design.
Yeah, it would be able to decide.
Yeah. And what is that basin over there for?
This
That's
is the
to wash your face and everything. Yeah.
This is mostly like for visitors.
Oh, okay,
Or
yeah,
for the-
yeah.
the-
For guest room, yeah.
Yes, but yes.
Yeah.
The soap dish to match.
Hmm.
They have the slab bucket down there.
Yeah.
for them.
You're not gonna say what the slop bucket was for.
Yeah,
But
but that was our night,
that was the indoor toilet, right?
night toilet. And when
Night-
we had
night toilet.
Or you're sick.
Oh, there's the lamp.
Some
Kerosene oil.
kerosene. Yeah. This was kept lit all night.
Yeah. Wow.
Usually,
And how long would the kerosene? Those things last for a long time, right?
that would last
Yeah.
for a good while. This is a hat that was made from the same pan of glass.
Ah.
Somebody locally made this here, a lady from North Caicos.
Wow.
And then we have the one partition.
Yeah, to separate the bedroom from the rest of the house.
That's the house, and this is
Yeah. You didn't have the type of privacy that you have in these houses today, right?
the tell you.
Yeah.
This is the only privacy you have.
Sometimes you had about, what, 6 or 7 children in one house?
Sometimes it's more than that.
Yeah, more than
Plus
that. Yeah.
13, 14 children.
14 children, yeah. I know a family in North Caicos that had 14 children
That's right.
in one house, I
And
guess.
that's the same size.
But we,
Today you wonder where they sat.
where they sat, right?
Or
But
where they slept.
where there's a will, there's a way.
I tell you.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
one.
it's beautiful. Yeah, it's wonderful. And who are these people here? Who's Annie Lee
And
Taylor?
That's Taylor. She's from, I think, Middle Caicos.
Little Caicos. Okay.
Which is
Are they related to Honorable Derek Taylor and them?
Most likely, most
Yeah.
likely. That's Mr.
Miss
Carlton
Forbes.
And this is Sam Harvey's mother,
Harvey.
Miss Charity Harvey. She died a couple of years ago.
Always tell these names and almost the settlements where they're from, you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see that. Oh, that don't say this. That's the C-fan, the Husker.
C-fan. They call it husk.
Yeah, Husker.
Yeah.
This
Boy,
one.
that did a lot of
They used this to
a lot
put
of
in the pot,
purpose.
scrub the floor.
Mm-hmm.
This was our Brillo.
That's right, Brillo. Natural Brillo.
Natural Brillo.
Yeah. Amazing. Only these young people knew.
Okay. And this is the doll.
What is that for? That's not the voodoo doll, is it?
No, this is the heritage. Heritage doll. The mothers would sew and the girls would learn how to
give it
make
to
their
them,
own
yeah.
dolls.
Isn't that amazing?
You design your own clothes.
Yeah. I'm really shocked that the doll, because there's a thing in the United States now about little children. I don't know if you heard about the doll test that they did.
With the pharmacy.
Yeah.
He also nice side.
Yeah. Who's this? There's another hobby here.
Ray and Harvey.
Okay. And then Walter Hall. That's Middle Caicos.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, all these guys are Middle Caicos.
All of them.
And Mr. Alton. I heard Mr. Alton, he is the bush doctor, huh?
Yes, yes.
Also a deacon
Yes.
in the
yes.
Baptist church.
I think he lives in Grand Turk.
Yeah, he lives in Grand Turk now. I did a piece on him.
This is a picture of their house after the thatch after the hurricane.
After the hurricane,
The
okay.
government started replacing the roofs that sink.
Okay. Yeah. Imagine how those people, all those hurricanes, they didn't have a solid house like this. You know, this thatch. I remember my cousin, Rosita Butterfield, told us how they used to, sleep in thatch houses on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and man,
The
how
house
did they
was
survive?
This size.
Yeah.
We slept at home, the girls slept at home, the boys slept out by Uncle Buck.
Oh,
And we
okay.
slept right in the front room.
Right in the front. On a spread or
On the sheet.
just on the sheet? Yeah. Yeah.
Sheet spread, whatever.
Well, this is wonderful. This is wonderful, and young people need to know it. You get a lot of people come over. A lot of students come over.
Yes, quite a bit. Quite a bit.
What is their reaction? Excuse me.
Some of them can't believe that these things happen, or
Yeah.
we have one or two who will say, my granny told me, or my grandpa told me,
Mm-hmm.
that he used to do this and he said, or they say, oh, that's what I mean by the fanner. That's how they clean the grits, so you show them how to do those things.
Yeah.
But they don't say. Some again, they don't have a clue.
Yeah, no, they don't. Well, as the Bible says, that you may tell it to generations following, And we need to educate our young people.
They need to.
Because if you don't, then they find
You
yourself
lose your history.
you lose your history. With no history, you don't know where I always say to people, it's sort of like GPS. If you don't know where you came from, you don't know where you are, and you don't know where you're going. So this is wonderful. Thank you so much, Sister Emily and Malcolm. And God bless you, and as you guys continue to maintain the history and heritage of the Turks and Caicos Islands.
Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you so much.